Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to share a studio tour. I had just moved things around here in my filming room and I want to be able to film tutorials at my easel as well as on my desk, and so I needed to move things around. And hopefully this will give you some ideas on how you could set up your workspace to work a little bit better for you, regardless if you're filming or not. Because basically what I wanted to be able to do was to have a little rolling cart over there with my oil painting supplies so I could switch from sitting at my table to sitting at my easel or standing at my easel. I also have this little table here where I can do quick alcohol marker coloring if I want to. And I've got a little area for sewing, and I tend to work on a bunch of different types of mediums. This is more of a clean creating space. If I'm getting real messy, I'll be over into the supply storage area, or the room of hoard as I call it, where I have a big table and I can make a big mess and it doesn't really matter. I do try to keep things a little bit cleaner in here just because this is my main filming area and I want it to look nice for videos. But yeah, let's take a look around and see what's different. Let's start with my table and what's different. So my table is a Luan door that I've painted white, and it's sitting on a couple of shelves, and my husband just made those shelves for me last weekend out of 2x6. And so they're really sturdy, and it gives me some space to just put some stuff that I need on hand. I've got a tissue box that I stuff full of like cut up t-shirts for rags. I have some mediums, I have some brushes. I don't have a lot on there, honestly. And then under my desk, I keep my tubes of watercolor and templates and pens and just stuff I'm always reaching for, my gouache, things like that. I also have a little spot under here where I can put I have my large watercolor palettes there, and I have my large gouache palette right there. So really there's no space wasted. I've got a trash can, which I'm always chucking stuff into, and then I've got this milk crate, and it has clipboards, drawing boards, that sort of things to tape my paper to. I've got a fire extinguisher, extra water for filling my water cups. I've got a little airbrush there, hot glue gun. My heat tool's usually on that hook above the glue gun, but I had that in the room of hoard for another project. Blending tools, crayons, random stuff like that. That kind of tropical looking box is all my like basic drawing supplies I use every day. And then on the table surface, I have my laptop there. I can pop it up on that table there if I need the space. I've got some stuff I'm currently working with, some crayons, and there's my webcam next to it. This I use quite a bit. I've got a lot of just random things that I use frequently. I have pastel pencils. This is the best knife ever. It's the Fisker's Clever Lever. I think it's called Clever Lever. It's a number 11 blade type X-Acto knife, but it doesn't have you bend this thing at the bottom to change a blade, and it takes regular number 11 blades, and it is just so much nicer. I've got fountain pens and some brush pens. I have some watercolor pencils, blending tools for my pan pastels, fine liners, and then these are Deco Arts wax effects paints, which I am in the process of using. And I've got a couple of watercolor palettes, one of Daniel Smith Permatech, and some Mission Gold Tourmaline colors that I'm working with. All those videos will be out sometime soon. My pan pastels are in this is like a makeup palette acrylic rack. I got it for like $2 or $3, and it works great for keeping my pan pastel trays organized. And this it's cute ceramic palette from Mr. Seth Makes, I believe that was the name. It might be something different now on Etsy. I've got some Copic markers up there. I think they're going to go in my regular marker rack, but I made a little rack for them, so they're just sitting there. And that used to be my laptop holding box, but I just put it up there with it's just got some stuff I've been using recently. And this stuff is all in flux, except for the pencils and the pens. I guess it's not all in flux, but this stuff's in flux. Bottom row is in flux. That stuff comes and goes. Now, an addition that I made was I put my pastel cabinets in front of me, but not on my desk. And I wanted them raised up enough that I could pull out the drawers and have them not hit anything on the desk. See? And I'm getting ready to film my oil pastel class, so I needed to have those handy. I also have soft pastels in there, but let me show you what that is. It's actually it's a hutch from the top of my son's old computer desk, and that used to be what I was using for one of the legs for like the end of my table over there. You'll probably remember because I used to have those pencils sitting on it, on the end of it during Sat Chat. So it wasn't very sturdy and I thought it was going to break. So that's why Jason made those shelves for me. And so I just moved that over there. I used a foam tape to stick it to the front of my desk, and then I put a piece of shelving over it, just a piece of wood basically, to bring the little drawers up a little bit higher so they would work out well for me. And I've got my most used watercolor brushes and tools there. And yeah, these are all pastels and crayons and whatnot. So these stick. These are from like Art Supply Warehouse, I think, or Jerry's Artorama, and I like the meated ones better. The meated ones actually open better and they're cheaper, so I should probably replace those for matching ones, but I mean, I don't know. Those are color pencils. I have Prismacolors in the front row. These are other just random ones, but you know, gosh, I use them a lot, so they're out. They're out for now. I might put something else in there, keep the Prismacolors and maybe some other brands, but sadly, the pencils I like the most aren't colored. The barrels aren't all the way colored, so they don't work in a rack like this. Like my Luminance and my Derwent Lightfast, they kind of have to be in trays because otherwise I can't see. And I don't want to put them in trays like that because then I have to have so many trays out. And it's bad enough with the pastels. I don't want to do that with pencils as well. So there's the main desk where I sit and work. That is where my camera usually sits. We got a little thumb screw here. This is just kind of a DIY solution, and this is a dummy battery. My friend Jen told me about this, and it's great so that you don't have to worry about your camera losing juice while you're filming. I don't have to worry about charging batteries unless I'm taking it away from this, so that's great. I put in those LED strip lights, and I still have one of the clamp lights there, but that really did a great job lighting. And that little board there, that is just a bunch of acrylic paint, just craft acrylics, nothing crazy, but I use it for like crafts. I don't use them for fine art because I prefer to paint with the golden open acrylics if I'm using acrylics. Honestly, I don't really paint with acrylics very much. I'm more likely to use oil or watercolor or gouache. That's my oil painting caddy. I haven't really set that up totally yet, but that's gonna be what that is. And there's my easel, but I'm gonna put a different easel there because that one will not, I can't raise it up higher because it hits the ceiling. There's a little secretary desk that I got for 10 bucks at a yard sale. I got my alcohol markers there, my open stock alcohol markers, and just random little things in the cubbies. And then these are all just oft-used tools, ceramic palettes, sketchbooks, color pencils that I use, markers, acrylic markers, just random stuff like that. Like this cubby there, I'm always using those mixed media brushes, tape, palettes, spray bottle, that sort of thing. And then over there I have some acrylic mediums that for someone who doesn't paint with acrylics very much, I tend to use acrylic mediums quite a bit, probably because I'm using them for underpainting and whatnot. And in that cabinet, it's just all fabric. It's not really anything to look at so much, but yeah, I don't have a ton of fabric, but it's all like little fat quarters and felt and whatnot. And I caught up on a lot of the things that were on my project tray, so I tightened all the bolts and that's just sitting there waiting to have more projects put on it. And I have my sewing machine, and in the little drawers I have random little, I have half pans in one of them. I have some sewing stuff in them, but my thread's on the wall there. I like that. I can see what I have. It's easy to get to. And I get a little bowl for, I could put stuff in it while I'm working on it. I can't deal with chaos, so I have to keep things pretty organized. Those are some things, some pastels that need to be integrated and used. And the rest of my sewing supplies are there on the bottom. And it's all labeled so I can find what I need easily. And that's all I have for sewing. It's plenty. It gets the job done. Over here, I have I'm just going to turn the overhead lights on, even though they're kind of yellow and I don't really love them. That is my to-go bag, my summertime plein air bag, but I also take it when I'm going upstairs and I just want to sit on the couch. This is an oil fill radiator. I find that heats a space really well. And in here is where I keep cards that I've made and paintings that are smaller, and I don't need to put them in a big portfolio. It's pretty packed, so you don't need to go through there. And I have some packaging stuff and some tech stuff down there that we really don't need to look at because it's boring. I have some fancy yarn there for card making, wax melter, a dictionary, boom box for listening to music. And these are all my watercolor palettes, which I know very excessive, but that's my collection and I enjoy it. And I like to review these products, so I have them on hand. I have a few stamps in here, all my stamp wheels, and then just a few small ones that I think are really cute. And they fall off those shelves all the time. Not a great solution, but I like those shelves. I think they're cute. This is a canvas organizer for paint tubes, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to be available anymore, but I have my oils and acrylics there. And actually, the acrylics that I would tend to paint with, but I actually had more professional acrylics, but my daughter Lila borrows a lot of my paints, and she squirreled away all the really good ones, but that's all right. Somebody's using them. I'm happy with that. And there's my art book shelf. I have a few in there, my swatch binders there. And this here is an area where I will photograph artwork. And I can turn on this light there, and I will turn that light around to give me light on both sides, and then I can go in here, take a picture of it. I know it looks dark because I don't have my other light turned around. And that works out great for getting photos if I need a plain white backdrop, like if I have to take a photo for a magazine or something. And yeah, I just have some extra stuff stashed in there. Nothing too exciting, really. But the big difference is that I pushed the table more into the middle of the room so I'd have room over there to work at the easel. Oh, something else is kind of interesting. Right here, I have my scan and cut. And the reason I have it under here is because it blocks, having it under the shelf blocks the light out, so it scans better. And then there's plenty of room for the mat to go in front and in back. And I just keep a dust cover on it so it doesn't get any dust in it. Occasionally I have to clean the scanner glass, and it's not a big deal, but yeah, that works out really well there. And I'll show you where I have my mat for the scan and cut. I have it hanging on a hook on the side of that cutting table. And I recently invested in a larger guillotine trimmer, so I brought my smaller one, my 12 by 12 one in here, and I really like that because it has self-sharpening blades, and I've had it since the late 90s, and it still does a great job. And some more small stamps up there, my sentiments basically. Like if I'm making a card for somebody, or I've made a card and I just want to add a sentiment, I can take a card out of there, put the sentiment on it, and get it in the mail. So yeah, it's nothing that earth-shattering in here, but it works for me, and I think that then it might help you if you're trying to set up a little space in your house to paint. This isn't a huge space, works great for me. Oh, and this light up there, there's lots of different options for lighting your studio. This is something you can clip right on your desk, so you don't have to have a dedicated lighting. You don't have to have something hooked to your ceiling. That's really nice if you don't have, like I have a tongue and groove ceiling, so I can bolt things to it. And I have these little wooden strips up in different places so I can clamp different lighting to it if I need to. Like if I was doing a bunch of sewing or filming a sewing tutorial, I might want to put a couple lights up there just to give it a little extra lighting. But something like a stand like this, this little ring light, this actually has a magnifier on it. I did a review on that at one point, but you can make the color warmer or cooler, so that would be really great if you're doing some like cross stitch or something like that. So think about different situations like that. This one's by Redgrass. You can turn those blades in different directions, and it's wonderful for lighting a table where you don't have like a ceiling that you can put your lights in, or you don't have good lighting in the area. But I hope this gives you some ideas. I hope this didn't make you dizzy. I just love it. I really am enjoying creating in here. I've been in this configuration for about 2 weeks, and it's working out great. I feel like I have plenty of room. I don't feel boxed in. I was worried about feeling boxed in with those cabinets in front of me, but I also really want to be able to reach them because before they were behind me and it was not very convenient. So there you have it. Make your space work for you. It doesn't have to work for anybody else except for you because it's your space. Even if it's a corner of your bedroom, make it work for you. Get your most important supplies out that you want to have within reach, and make your stuff easy to get to and easy to put away. And I think you'll be pretty happy with what you end up with. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.